getting on the piss, tying one on, tipping the elbow. Whether you're trying to get toasty, crinkled, fuck my ass. Whether you're trying to get toasty, crinkled, mutilated, or annihilated, sometimes you end up going for one, staying for two, and home by three. Shout out Swish and Gucci. There's something innately poetic about going out for beers, or maybe even a boozy brunch, or hell, even blacking out at trivia night, just like Emmett did. We were out together one night, he just started screaming, "Calvin Coolidge! Calvin Coolidge!" What was the question?
I think it was, where do monarch butterflies migrate to?
So, pretty close. Drinks with friends was a cornerstone of American social fabric. That is, until these guys started popping up. All of a sudden, your friends are ditching the corner booth for a Whoop bracelet. And your friend isn't staying for beers after softball because they have to train for a half marathon tomorrow. Or maybe it's your boy who stopped responding in the group chat because it said it lowers his sperm count. Now, there's nothing wrong with teetotaling, but I wonder what the driving factor is behind this behind this increasingly sober society. And what is the underlying social impact of your boy not even going for one? Today on Bad Ideas, we ask, what is the social cost of sobriety? Welcome, folks, to Bad Ideas with Alec Flynn. Welcome to Bad Ideas with Big Al. My name is Alec Flynn. This is a video essay series that does not rely on any sort of AI for its research or statistics. I'm just a guy that likes to read and let you know what the fuck is up. People who stop drinking for health reasons or for addiction reasons, this is not about you. I'm just talking to you, everybody watching in Wisconsin. Okay? If you have problems with alcohol related to your health, obviously stop drinking. Do not be in environments where you feel tempted. But I'm talking to the people in which the drinking helps end that loneliness, right? The drinking and the camaraderie of a bar, of a patio, of a basement, hanging out with your friends. Before we dive into the meat and potatoes of this issue, I'd like to throw out a couple statistics that kind of highlight the overall sober society we're living. I almost just did an accent. I would like to show a couple statistics that might highlight the overall sober society that we are living in. Overall participation rates in beverage alcohol across all markets surveyed remain consistent. Don't worry about that. That's not what I'm talking about. Meaningful declines were registered in the frequency of occasions for drinking beverage alcohol and the amount consumed on each occasion. I don't know about you, but I am an AVG, average drinker, I'm around 6.4. That's not a great ERA, but I'll tell you what, it's enough to get me to the majors. A recent Gallup poll found that just 54% of U.S. adults said they consume alcohol, the smallest percentage in nearly 90 years of data collection. The highs of 68 and 71% were all recorded between 1974 and 1981. People were getting on the piss then. If you had a lapel that was the size of a Boeing 747 wing, odds are you were drinking hard alcohol during work hours. Another report showed people are spending less on alcohol than they have in nearly 40 years because, again, everyone is broke in this economy. How are you supposed to take anyone out for a couple bevs on a round on you when the average beer is $9? That's neither here nor there, folks. Daily marijuana use? Daily marijuana? You're having that every day? Daily marijuana use is now more common than daily alcohol use. What the heck? I found it in your room. Oh, folks. It's nothing to joke about. It's especially among the ages, dude, what the fuck is going on right now? I'm drunk. Ah! All right, keep it all in. Daily marijuana use is now more common than daily alcohol use. In the U.S., especially among people ages 19 to 30, who often say they prefer the effects of weed or see it as a lower cost, lower risk alternative to alcohol. I don't see it that way, because frankly, when I'm driving around LA or any other city that has legalized marijuana, I see people hitting a dab pen in traffic. That's frightening. Hey, smoke the ganja in your own house. What do you think this is? A weed car? I'm like having a mental break. Ah! What do you think this is, a weed car? Put that on my fucking tombstone. I don't know about you, but every time I'm driving in LA and I see someone ripping a weed pen in their car while driving, I think to myself, oh, I'd much rather if they had 6 beers before this. And I'm not going to be one of these people that say, oh, Gen Z's not drinking enough. Gen Z needs to stop playing with its Polly Pocket pussies and get back out there. I'm not going to be one of those guys, even though I did just kind of say that. Because listen, the drinking rate among Gen Z legal age adults has across 15 key markets stabilized at 74%. This rate, up from 66% 3 years ago, is identical to the total adult population. So everyone is drinking enough. But the thing is, I think it's more Gen Z. They prefer drinking cocktails in the past 6 months. 84% are drinking cocktails. And if it's Gen Z, the ones that I know and love, I know they're ripping a buzzball out of a sippy cup. You probably love that shit, don't you, huh? Go back into your mother's womb, Freud. But Gen Z LDA plus drinkers are the most likely to heed government health guidance on alcohol. They're 49% more likely. LDA plus, that stands for lesbians, undecided, and ally. So that's me. And then the plus stands for Jimmy Neutron. Folks, I drank before coming here. Government health guidance on alcohol. What is the government health guidance on alcohol? Isn't it just when the cop asks you how many fingers am I holding up? Apparently not, because 3 years ago, the World Health Organization declared that no amount of alcohol is safe. The push accelerated here in January 2025 when the United States Surgeon General at the time, Vivek Murthy, you got to give him a PH in there. Ever heard of an Indian-Irish guy? That's a powerful combo. Warned that alcohol leads to a greater absorption of carcinogens, increasing the risk of at least 7 types of cancer. Some figures in the public health argue that enjoyment, the delight taken in drinking and sociality it can afford, should not be overlooked. Their voices had little influence. Interesting. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy last year also called for putting... General Vivek Murthy also last year called for putting cancer warning labels on alcoholic beverages. Dude, I can't even talk today. Dr. General Overlord, Grand Wizard Vivek Murthy last year called for putting cancer warning labels on alcoholic beverages, similar to those for cigarettes. I don't know if you've ever been to Europe. Emmett, you been to Europe?
Yes, I have, actually.
Okay, weird brag. But they have these very interesting cancer labels that are very dire straits, crazy guy. I mean, this is what we need on beer bottles. I would love to collect the cancer warning beer bottle labels. This will be fun. I mean, this is a classic rare one, guy without toe. Toe jam, that's a good one. Or maybe if this is we call this guy a hole in the armpit. If we could get hole in the armpit, put a Bud Light right here, says this is what you can do if you drink so much that we had to put a hole in your armpit. That'd be a lot of fun. And then, of course, the most rare one. I tried to find this while I was living in España. Baby cigarette. Now just imagine he's wearing a hat with 2 beer cans on it that go around to his thing. You know what I'm saying? Is everyone seeing the vision here? Beer baby. That is a good idea. However, the updated guidelines issued in January 2026 say that instead, people should consume less alcohol, quote, for better overall health, very vague, and limit alcoholic beverages, but they do not recommend clear limits. The guidelines also no longer warn that alcohol may heighten the risk of breast cancer and other malignancies. Dr. Mehmet Oz, who is the administrator of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, said in a news briefing, best case scenario, I don't think you should drink alcohol, he said. Though he added that alcohol provides, quote, an excuse to bond and socialize, and there's probably nothing healthier than having a good time with friends in a safe way. Wow, you know what? Frankly, it's hard for me to admit it, but I do agree with this guy that looks like he plays the real Dr. Oz in a local Sacramento troupe play of Wizard of Oz. Look at this guy. Yeah, he wants you to go to the bar so he can slip something in your drink. Hey-o! Now listen, folks, when it comes down to it, I think the incisions were probably in this area. We got Botox coming in. This is your facelift. We call it the ponytail lift. Pulled back. And now we have a man that no longer lives in the image of God. Sad. Wait, so now they're saying it's okay to get on the piss? I mean, great, but has the damage already been done? Have we as a culture already accepted a certain level of temperance? And why? Because I think the connection is temperance equals wellness. Whether it's Dr. Huberman, Gary Brecka, or any one of these meatheads that go on Joe Rogan, they're telling you to quit out alcohol because it's good for your optimization. If you're not getting up and drinking flaky salt, squeezing your nipples to release testosterone, and then buying up rental properties all before 7 a.m., you are falling behind in life. But I digress. I just think these people are fucking pussies, and I'll tell you why. Steve Bartlett, Diary of the CEO, went on his podcast and said, quote, I had a couple glasses of wine, didn't get drunk. It ruined 3 days of my life because of the domino effect that it caused. So it meant that I got worse sleep that night, and because I had worse sleep that night, I ate more poorly the next day, and because my cortisol system is messed up again, and then I podcasted poorly, and then I didn't go to the gym the next day or the day after because I felt really bad. I got worse sleep again the next night. Oh, I thought, oh my gosh, are these glasses of wine? They created the whole domino effect for my whole life before I quit drinking? Shut up! Shut up, buddy. How about you take a page out of the Manosphere influences and shut the fuck up and quit being a bitch? 3 glasses of wine made you skip the gym? Made you podcast bad? Well, you podcasted bad? It's called playing guilty. Ever heard of it? Buddy, ever heard of fucking Lawrence Taylor, Pac-Man Jones? Huh? How about Dennis Rodman, John Daly, okay? How about Rick from accounting, okay? That guy fucking crushes 2 liters of Jack Daniels every night. He comes in playing guilty. You can smell it on him. You know his marriage is in the toilet. But I'll tell you what, if he doesn't get that report done in triplicate every damn day, grow the fuck up. Maybe you give up the piss. Maybe you optimize your life. But what are you giving up when you do such a thing? The boys, the girls, your friends. The Surgeon General's 2023 advisory cited research showing that Americans had fewer close friends, less frequent in-person contact, and weaker community ties than at any point in the survey period. Roughly half of American adults reported measurable loneliness. The health consequences were serious. The advisory cited research showing social isolation carries mortality risk comparable to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. 15 cigarettes a day, that's what you could be doing if you're not going out with the boys. As opposed to having just those 3 cigarettes that the old timer gave you outside of the bar. They're American spirits, blue pack. From Ben Tannenbaum's piece, The Loneliness Epidemic is a Drinking Problem. The gap is the collapse of ambient social infrastructure. The places, schedules, and habits that produce social connection as a byproduct rather than a destination. The bar was one node in that infrastructure. I'd say it's one of the biggest. We have the bar. 2, we have the beer league. 3, we have, I'm gonna say church. Steve, best answer on the board. Best answer on the board. Give me parking lot behind Denny's. Show me parking lot behind Denny's. Wrong. That's just you. It's just you. watcher. The neighborhood association was another. The church, the union hall, the bowling league. I could have just said those out loud. I don't know why I did the whole list. These function less like dinner parties and more like contexts in which social connection happened automatically without being the explicit purpose of showing up. Emily Durkheim called it collective effervescence. That's a vocab word, everybody. Collective effervescence. The heightened sense of meaning and belonging that emerges when people gather, synchronize, and participate in something together. The mechanism doesn't require religion. It requires co-presence, shared focus, and repetition. Each time you're getting around, each time you're going to see the bartender, the usual bartender that you see, you are creating social cohesion. You are creating co-presence. You're in the same booth. People get to know one another. It feels like a warm catcher's mitt that you live inside of, that you go to once a week, twice a week. And it's a shared focus talking about different I'm getting worked up thinking about it. Mary Douglas made the same point plainly in Constructive Drinking. Drinking rituals, structure, inclusion, and belonging. The shared round, the regular stool, the Thursday crowd. These are boundary marking behaviors that tell participants who is inside the community and who isn't. And when rituals disappear, so does the boundary. The community doesn't disperse, it simply stops being legible as a community. Like, think about the excitement that you feel. Huh? That little quiver in your stomach when you get a text in the group chat. Beers later? And I think what I'm just trying to tell you folks is that your friends miss you. I miss you. Do you really need to hit your sleep score every night? Do you really think the reason that you're behind is your drinking and maybe it's not that phone screaming at you 24/7 or the idea that AI might be coming to take your job or the fact that you can't afford a house and you and your girlfriend are still renting after 10 years of being together? Or what about the fact that, I don't know, probably not going to have an election this November? You think it may be all that other stuff? Maybe not the 4 beers you had with your friend who you hadn't seen in a while? Get to the fucking bar and talk about random NFL players from the 2000s before you realize it's all a big nothing. Let me help you out. Folks, let's go over a little chat right here, okay? Let's plan it out, shall we? Okay, this is in the group chat. We're gonna call it the GC. Maybe you guys have a penis emoji as your group chat. I don't know how fun you are. So this is you. You'll text in, lads, could use a couple chili ones. Who's in? That's pretty decent, right? All right, Emmett, you don't wanna go out. What do you say?
Maybe I'll let you know later.
Maybe I'll let you know later. Okay, I'll respond. I'm so alone. And then what do you respond?
Me too.
Me too. Coogan's in 5. Boom. And that's how you do it, folks. That is how we keep the social cohesion of America together. It's just as easy as being honest in the group chat and getting the lads out for beers. From all of us here at Bad Ideas with Big Al, my name is Alec Flynn, and I hope you learned something here. Now, I am also on the road, touring as a standing-up comedian when I'm not here. All those tour dates are in the link in my bio, and I'm sure I'll be coming to a city near you. And if you don't see your city in there, I would recommend you sign up for my mailing list. It's probably the best way to know which cities I can go to. If you'd like to discuss this topic even further, or try and dive deeper into some of the sources that we used, I'll be doing a live stream on this YouTube channel Tuesday night. We'll be going deeper into the cost of sobriety. My name is Alec Flynn. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Emmett, you want to get a beer? All right, you're driving.